for its exceptional financial dealing and the efficiency of its management, and offered to help the national broadcaster recover money owed to it.
Then it becomes responsibility to make sure that when it comes to budget, we make sure there is an allocation to compensate for those payments. Because we cannot allow GRTs to collapse. We cannot allow GRTs, we will expect GRTs to move from one stage to another. It's one single institution that we cannot compromise to let out.
Before our mandate is ended, let us be seen recovering at least 30–40% of their debts.
Others, like the members for Banjul South, Honorable Alaji Silla, Sheriff Abasanyang of Fonyi Kansala, and Sidi Jata of Wuli West, spoke widely on the need for the institution to revisit its debt recovery strategies with a view to making it more proactive, whilst enhancing staff capacity to improve the quality of programs and ensure survival in the competitive business. Following a thorough scrutiny of the state broadcasters' financial statements, accounts and activity reports by the committees, as well as contributions from the auditors and subject matter specialists, GRTS was given a clean bill of health. Abu Bakr Dabo, GRTS.
You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. We'll be back with stories from beyond our borders.
AfriCell has done it again with the extremely highest bonus on the lowest recharge.
That's right. That's the new AfriCell e-voucher credit recharge.
Now recharge between $5 and $40 and get a 25% bonus. Not only can you recharge as low as $5, yes, you heard me. Recharge as low as $5 and you will get a 25% bonus.
Extremely the highest bonus in the Gambia.
Extremely affordable.
Extremely low.
That's the AfriCell Extreme Recharge.
For more info, call 111.
Welcome back. The Israel-Hamas prisoner swap is dividing opinion across the region. Some Israelis who believe the deal strongly favors the Palestinians are accusing the government in Tel Aviv of giving too much for too little. CNN's Mauti Chance is following events from the Rafah border crossing point in Gaza.
How old is it? It is, Manita. It's extremely emotional. I've had to use my telephone to hear you because it's so loud here. But you know, we're seeing all these prisoners, freed prisoners now, getting off the buses, being greeted by their family members. This man here is just embracing here his old friend. He's been in an Israeli jail. Excuse me, madam. He's been in an Israeli jail for 19 years. He's 42 years old now, so obviously he's spent most of his adult life in, behind bars in Israel. He hasn't got married, he hasn't got any children, but he's just now starting to pick up the pieces of his life. And just over here you can see more of the prisoners that have been freed being brought by these buses into this side of the Gaza Strip, into the Rafah terminal, where they're being met by all of their family members that have been brought here by Hamas to give them a first initial welcome before they move on to the much more public parade in Gaza City later on today, where we're expecting, as I've mentioned, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people to attend that mass parade in the centre of Gaza. But for the moment, as you can see here, another example, people who have been in prison for so long, the emotion of it all, being reunited with their families. You can see a gunman here meeting somebody who was presumably a comrade in arms with him.
Are celebrating the fall of one of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi's last remaining strongholds, the city of Bani Walid. An NTC spokesperson said fighters took the city on Monday. The fall of Bani Walid now leaves the town of Sirte as the focus of intense military action. CNN's Dan Rivers is in Tripoli, and he now has more on the latest fighting in Libya's two contested cities.
For the NTC fighters, they've taken Bani Walid, which was one of the only two places remaining that were loyal to Colonel Gaddafi. Sirte is the other one. They have, I would estimate, 90% of the city of Sirte under their control, but pro-Gaddafi fighters are still stubbornly holding out in District 2, using snipers very effectively to pin down and hold back the NTC fighters, who haven't really progressed there for several days now. When we were there yesterday morning, they'd started to use heavy artillery and had pulled back their frontline troops and instead were pounding District 2 once again with tanks and mortar and artillery pieces in another effort to try and dislodge those fighters to try and finish this off. They say they're not going to proclaim that Libya has been liberated until Sirte falls. So obviously that last district is critical for the bigger picture here in Libya, i.e. the end of this war as the NTC sees it.
We'll now go for our second break. We'll be back in a moment.
GRTS Digital FM on 98.6 and 102.6, the best FM station in town, where you can capture hundreds and thousands of potential customers with a wider coverage around the country. Advertise today and get your targeted customers. For more information, call 9933263, 9957255, or 4497331 and 9906445. GRTS Digital FM.
Welcome back. It's now time for the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects. In know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.
Good evening, and once again welcome to the weather segment. We begin with a summary of today's weather, followed by the forecast. Conditions over the Gambia today were mainly warm and cloudy. Rain affected parts of the country, and the figures are as follows. Sibano got the highest 17.4, Yundum 7.4 millimeters. For what next? Let's take a look at the satellite image captured at 16:30 hours, indicating spots of convection scattered over the Gulf of Guinea states, becoming more intense over central and eastern part of the continent. North and southern Africa were generally dry and stable during the period. For our forecast tonight, it will be variably cloudy during the night towards early morning, with chances of rain and thunderstorms, particularly near dawn. The day tomorrow will be warm and sunny. Light to moderate northwesterlies will continue to flow across the Gambia, and the morning temperature values are expected to be 24 degrees Celsius over Banjul and Yundum. We are expecting 22 degrees Celsius over Kerewan and Sibano. Elsewhere over the country, except over Nyambure, will be 23 degrees Celsius warm. Nyambure and Fatoto will be 24 degrees Celsius tomorrow morning. Top temperatures will be 32 degrees Celsius over Banjul and Yundum, also over Kerewan. We are expecting 23 degrees Celsius elsewhere over the country, except over Basse, where it will be 32 degrees Celsius tomorrow afternoon. Low tides are expected to be 0.61 meters at 8:16 in the morning, and also we are expecting 0.63 meters at 8:20 in the evening. High tides are expected to be 1.48 meters at 1:38 in the morning, and we're also expecting 1.24 meters at